Hey y'all, I've had a number of people message me, wanted to know more about the bikes we had down at Bulldog Harley Davidson a couple of weekends ago. It was a bunch of small bore Harleys. Freak shows is what I call it. Everybody's a little bit different and everything, but we put together some videos. We had QR codes on all the motorcycles so that people could learn a little bit about them. But anyway, so there's a bunch of videos following this one. Some of my shit's right, some of my shit's not right. I am not a master mechanic. I just love motorcycles. And that's why I put together this shop, is because I wanted to get the qualified people together so that we can continue to keep these babies on the road. So anyway, like I said, don't think I know what I'm talking about. Bunch of videos getting ready to follow. It's long. You might learn something. You might not learn something. But don't think I'm qualified to evaluate every one of these bikes. Y'all have a good day. What a gorgeous bike. About a 1970 DMR frame made by Yankee Motor Company. The DMR stands for Dick Man Replica. So this is what we'd call back then a professional flat track bike. Now, this one, when it was originally manufactured, it came with an OSSA motor, OSSA. Well, many years later, we got damn lucky. And to my knowledge, this was in the Johnny Butterfield collection. And I think the story is Johnny Butterfield's collection, this bike got handed over to Johnny Butterfield's grandson. Well, apparently the grandson put an original 1978 Harley Davidson MX 250 competition two-stroke motor in it. Now, where we lucked up again is that over these years, somebody did a bang-up job on this paint. Now, she looks shiny. That's because I had to clear coat it. It was starting to chip a little bit. But the most beautiful thing is, that is gold flake. That was painted in the 70s at the same time this upholstery was done. Dig the fender. And I think that's called a Buco fender. But the paint scheme matches. The custom upholstery. Just gorgeous. And what I love, love, love about it, there's the artist's signature. So whoever painted this tank was proud enough of it to sign it. So this is just a bad mama jama. She is a brakeless model. She is a two-stroke. She is a 250cc and a bat out of hell. So the frame, the DMR replica, I think this is number 35 of 150. The motor is one of about 80 that are known to exist. Very desirable motor. Again, 1978 Harley Davidson MX 250cc two-stroke. Just an absolute gorgeous bike. She is a dirt tracker. She's set up for the flat track. As you'll notice, she's got a compression release right there, so there's no brakes. So what happens is, you pick a sweet spot on your gearing, you stick in that gear. When you're coming up to that curve, you need to slow down. If you can't slide, you pull that compression release. Kind of like a Jake brake on an 18-wheeler. But anyway, just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful example of awesome history. Everything on the bike, I just love. Serrani front end, Magura levers. Look, see if you can see it. Look at that silver dollar. It was used for a washer. There's your Dickman replica badge. Can't kind of see because of the shadows or the glare. But I want you to see it. She's a beauty. She is a beauty. Enjoy. This one is a head turner for sure. She's a 1992 Sportster 883. But we went for the dirt tracker look. So we got that seat cowl, that badass tank, dirt bike handlebars. And look, what you'll notice about this bike is she sits higher than most Sportsters do. So what we did was we took an 18-inch front wheel and adapted it to the rear to get rid of that 16. Well, then we also put some extended rear shocks on it. It raised the seat height up. We also raised up the bike, period. So we had to extend the kickstand. So we went with 2-in-1 Super Trap exhaust. It sounds like just a beautiful machine. It's not too loud. It's not too quiet. Now, before, when that Super Trap came in, it made it sound like a Honda. I couldn't have that. The bike just looks too damn good. But we are really proud of this one. The way that she looks. The way that she feels. It handles like a street bike, rides like a dirt bike. It's just absolutely amazing. I just love everything about this bike. I mean, just take a look at those big fat wheels, man. I mean, I believe those are the K180s. Flat track style. I mean, this one's definitely going on the track. There's nothing you can do other than say, oh my God, this is just one badass machine. So look, sit back, enjoy the beauty, baby. Hey, y'all. Okay, so this one is a 1978 SS 250. Little CC road bike, 250cc road bike. So this is a Harley, but it's an AMF Harley. So when AMF took them over, I think they started the lightweights. I think is the classification that these are called. And so again, 250 cc's. It's a good running bike. I mean, it really is. And so there was a number of different models in the lineup from Harley Davidson with the small bore bikes. These AMF Harley Davidsons, they ended up being Cagiva. Cagiva, I think is what you call that. So this one is, I'm gonna have to look at the VIN here. Yeah, so it ends with an H8. So that means it's a 1978 Harley Davidson AMF SS 250. Now they made an SX model as well. That was more of an enduro or a scrambler. You know, and so they're good looking bikes. You know, a lot of people don't know that they exist or that they ever did exist. I don't know much I can tell you horrible about the bikes. I don't know much I can tell you that's great about the bikes. I just love them. And so, again, it is a two-stroke. It was road legal at one point. Right now, she is not ready for the road. She needs a little bit of love. This has only got 8,000 miles on it, looks like. Or is that the trip? Nope, about 8,000 miles. So everything's there. Good looking bike. A buddy of mine named Jerry, I got this from. You know, somebody put on a intake manifold right there that shouldn't be there. They tried to make it out of some piece of pipe instead of using some rubber. So rest assured it is not sealing like it's supposed to. It's going to leak. It's going to cause problems. But anyway, that's about what I can tell you about the bike. 1978 Harley Davidson AMF SS 250 two-stroke. So that's where we stand with this one. I love these guys. She's beautiful. She's going to be more beautiful. So just enjoy the beauty. All right, what a beautiful bike. We got a 1974 Harley Davidson AMF SS 350. So this is what is known as a Sprint. And so some people still call them Aramakis, but to me, when the AMF days hit, Aramaki really didn't have a whole hell of a lot to do with anything. Very desirable bike. I love these guys. They came with electric start. We're not sure if this electric starter works or not. And again, it is 350cc. The way you can tell on just about any one of these older small bore Harleys is that if one of the sides of the motor says Harley Davidson, it's more than likely a 250. But again, this is my buddy Derek's. He and his son brought it down here, and we want to help him get this back to its original glory. And so the bike is pretty much complete, which is wonderful. Number one, just a wonderful thing. It's got the double leading front brake, which is a huge improvement over what was there with the single action or the single shoe. And then again, I talked about the electric start. It's got the original Dell'Orto carburetor. Most everything is here. The factory air box is missing. You can see that big battery box right there that it used to house a huge battery. And so, as you can tell, there's some things disconnected on this one because right now she does not run, but she will. And I just love it because she's got the original Pirelli tires on it. The tank is in absolutely wonderful shape. All the controls are there. And this one's only got 7,500 miles on it. Just, the seat's in great shape. The tail light, that's a desirable part. A lot of times those got ripped up, ripped off. And so people are always looking for those. The fenders are in great shape. Those are all aluminum. As you see, we got the back chain off. Those back brakes were locked up. This one is kickstart and electric start. The unfortunate thing about those electric starts is, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but basically, if the engine was to turn backwards at any time, there was apparently no clutches in that starter, and basically rips it apart. But again, 1974 AMF Harley Davidson SS 350cc. This one is a 4-stroke. This one's not a 2-stroke. All of the Sprints were 4-strokes. Tank absolutely gorgeous. Seat in wonderful shape. Nearly a complete bike, missing some blinkers and some oddball stuff. But you just got to love them. You really just got to love them. And so just enjoy the beauty for a second. It's one of my favorites. Chill bump bike for me. I just absolutely love it. This frame was rusty at one point, and that's what we started with. So this is not the correct motor for this frame. But this frame is, I would say, early 60s Harley Davidson factory CR racing frame. So this was put out by Harley just for their factory racers. And we got to the point to where we had put on the KR style wheels, the KR style tank, that wonderful seat with that pillion pad. Everything was just looking great. And I couldn't ride, and I couldn't stand it. So we just pulled that motor out of one of those other Sprints. I think that's an AMF, maybe a 74. And we bolted it in there because I wanted to ride. And so this one is a flat track bike, dirt track bike, whatever you want to call it. But it is a brakeless model. There is no front brakes, no back brakes. And so basically what you do when you're going around your little short track, and I'm not a professional flat tracker, I don't hide them, I ride them. But basically, you find your sweet spot, your one gear that you want to roll with, and you try and stay in that gear. A lot of them have compression releases. We really didn't have an opportunity to put one on this. I don't even know if it's physically possible with the way the motor is set up. But, I just love it. My guy, Ryan Dupree, he did the painting on this joker, and I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it is a sexy little bike. So I'm still looking for what they call a bubble motor, which is what's supposed to go in here. The only other bubble motor I have is in the CRTT, and those numbers match, so I can't mess that up. But this bike is just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's so much fun to ride. It sounds like a damn 500 when it's only a little 350. I mean, these bikes were never super fast, but nobody can deny the cool factor on this one. I just love it. So the motor's about a 1974, just so we can ride it, but the frame is definitely early 60s, 61, 62 Harley Davidson CR dirt tracker, and just one of my favorite bikes. Like I said, it's a chill bump bike for me. So just please try and enjoy the beauty. I love it. Love it. Just another chill bump bike for me. So this is not an original. This is a CRTT replica. CRTT was the factory road race bike that Harley put out in the 60s. So this one is a CRTT replica. So they took a 67 frame and a 67 motor, and they put a whole lot of makeup on her. This one has had some modifications done to it. I know that for a fact Ron Lancaster has had his hands on it. I'm pretty sure that John Baser has had his hands on it. Just wonderful bike. I just love this bike. It's so much fun to ride. Everybody loves this bike. Number one, because of the paint job. But it's just got that cool factor. And so, you know, back in the 60s, when these were made in Italy by a company called Aramaki Harley Davidson, as you can see, Harley Davidson is right there. It's a 250cc. This one's set up as a total loss, meaning that there is no charging system. So you hook up your race bike, you get it started, you got a fully charged battery, you ride the shit out of it. Hopefully you finish the race before your battery runs dead. But the reason for that is taking out all those electronics to make the motor spin faster. So that was just one of the tricks they did, wanting it to go faster. And so these bikes were not really, really fast. They can be. There's a bunch of recipes out there that will make these bikes fast using certain bottom ends and using certain top ends. But it's got the double leading front brake, which is huge technological advance when those double leading front brakes came out. Just superior stopping power. You know, there's an old Wera sticker for where it was raced. You know, there's another Lancaster sticker. And so, you know, this one's been done some time with Arma, done some time with Wera, but it's got a little Dell'Orto carburetor down in there. She's just a gorgeous bike. I mean, you know, the rear sets are nice. Probably needs a shock upgrade, but again, this is a 1967 chassis with a 1967 motor, but it's made to look like a CRTT factory road racer. Just a gorgeous bike. Whether it's a real one, a replica or not, I'm just in love with this one. It's another one of my chill bump bikes. So just enjoy the beauty. Alrighty, this is my weekend rider. Probably my favorite bike that I've ever had. Don't know whether I'll ever sell it. She is a 1967 Harley Davidson XLCH, aka Ironhead. She is just absolutely gorgeous to me. I'll ride it in the dirt. I'll ride it in the road. I don't have to worry about nobody stealing it. In fact, I've even got it labeled. Because there she is. Kickstart only. But she is just, to me, almost, you know, it's almost a Marlboro Man bike. It's just, everything about it is just badass. It's got the original magneto on it, the old generator. Now the front end has been upgraded to have disc brakes. So I think that's a 72 XLCH front end. But having those disc brakes is just a luxury. It really is. Maybe I'll go back to the drums at one point. But you know, I just love what I call the drag bars. I love that peanut tank. As you can see, I got the number 44 on there. I needed 3 points of attachment, so I just let her melt in. But You know, everything about it is just wonderful. If you've ever ridden an old Harley, especially an Ironhead, there's just nothing else like it. It just feels different. It is different. Now, I took the Bendix carburetor off of this one. That one was really too finicky, and I went sacrilegious and put a Mikuni on there, but the fact of the matter is I can start it now a lot easier. And so, again, kickstart only. She can be tough at times, especially when it's cold. But, yes, 1967 XLCH Harley Davidson Ironhead. She is just a chill bump bike to me. I just absolutely love her. Tags are current, as you can see. And really, just step back and admire the beauty. I love her. If you've ever had one, you love them. So this is a 1973 X90 Harley Davidson. Right in the transition period from Aramaki to AMF. Now this one came back to me after I lost her for about 3 years. I sold it, which I had never had to. Or I didn't have to. But wish I hadn't let it go, and it came back. And so I just love the little X90s. We had a 125cc motor in this one, so she's been modified. They can be a death trap, but just look. Oh my God, Marlboro Man and Harley Davidson. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, you don't. But she doesn't need much love. She's just a beautiful bike. I'm pretty sure they stopped production on these bikes because out of the gate from the dealership, they'd run well over 60 miles an hour. And you just didn't want no 5 or 6 year old little kids riding these things. So I got my orange skulls there. I just love it, you know. And look, there we go again. Marlboro Man, baby, huh? Harley Davidson, get you some. But you know, one of the other things about this one is that the handlebars hadn't been welded. A lot of times, what would happen is Grandpa or the old man would get tired of having to adjust the handlebars, so they'd break out the arc welder and they would make them non-adjustable because they got tired of adjusting them for their youngins. This one's got a little Dell'Orto carburetor on it. Originally, if I'm not mistaken, the tail light bulb in these guys was the main fuse. So basically, if your tail light was not working, she would not start. So this one's missing the factory air box. We've got a couple laying around here somewhere we're gonna put on, but this is just a fun bike. It's a great pit bike. Again, she's a 1973 Harley Davidson X90 with a little 125cc Harley Davidson motor in it, and just one of my favorite models of the small bore Harley Davidsons. So just sit back and enjoy. Wish that you had one. If you want to ride one, you give me a call, because I just love her. So just enjoy. Enjoy the beauty, baby.